All right, so you said you love horror comedies.
Yeah, definitely a big fan.
Well, are you ready to deep dive into one of the all-time greats?
Let's do it.
All right, Scary Movie, 1998. What a year, right?
What a time for movies. A classic for sure.
So slasher films, all those tropes, right?
Yeah, the masked killer, the teens making bad choices.
Exactly. And this movie flips them all on their head.
It's such a sharp, brilliant take on all those
Like
cliches.
those creepy phone calls, we all know those.
And the secluded locations, those bad
And they
decisions.
just crank it all up to 11.
They really turn it into comedy gold, pure genius.
And right away, the opening scene, Drew Decker parodying Scream.
It's brilliant. Such a great way to set the tone.
I mean, she's answering scary phone calls, then attacking trick-or-treaters.
It's like they captured the suspense, the buildup, and then bam.
Totally unexpected, hilarious, and ridiculous.
They're always walking this line between tension and absurdity.
And you know they're in on the joke.
And they want you to be too, of course.
That Ghostface costume, scary, but also funny the way they use it.
It's true. They're really playing with us.
And who could forget that stripping scene?
Oh, man. And the ending.
With her parents. Talk about setting a high bar.
They really said, hold on, folks. We're just getting started.
Right. So after that craziness, we meet Cindy Campbell
Our main protagonist.
and Bobby, her kind of boyfriend.
Such a perfect comedic duo.
Their dynamic is just so awkward and funny.
It's classic high school horror, but so much funnier.
And then we have the rest of the gang. Brenda, Greg, Ray, Buffy.
A walking, talking horror movie stereotype squad.
It's true. The sassy one, the jock, the clueless one.
But they're also fresh. They're so well written.
But there's also this mystery, right?
Oh, yeah, that accident they covered up.
That adds a little bit of suspense to all the chaos.
It ties everything together to keep coming back to it.
And one of my favorite things, the meta humor.
Oh, it's brilliant. They know they're in a horror movie.
Like when Buffy finds out Greg is dead at the beauty pageant.
And she's worried about the crown more than anything.
Right.
Such a great way to play with expectations.
And those creepy notes Cindy gets with the killer waving in the background.
I know. You think it's going to be scary, then he's just there.
It's so over the top. I love it.
It's like they're saying, gotcha.
Okay, and we can't forget Greg in the locker room.
Oh, that note.
Yeah, about his,
Yeah,
a
no.
little juvenile, sure.
But it works. It's just fun.
So the killer's on the loose, and things get crazy.
A whirlwind of death scenes, each one more ridiculous than the last.
They really subvert everything you think you know.
Like Greg's death during Buffy's performance.
And her reaction, so unexpected.
Yeah, not exactly your typical grieving girlfriend.
And Buffy's death. Decapitated, but still cracking jokes.
That scary movie for you, gruesome and hilarious.
And Ray in the bathroom stall, so classic.
Oh, that was something else.
But the way they do it, it's just so funny.
Unpredictable and totally ridiculous.
Then there's Brenda's death. It's pure chaos.
Pure scary movie energy. Just buckle up.
And speaking of not taking things seriously, Shorty,
Oh, Shorty Meeks.
Brenda's brother, he's the king of stoner comedy.
But there's something more there, you know? Like how he just stumbles into these situations.
And it's almost like his cluelessness is his superpower.
Exactly. Like when he meets the killer.
Turns it into a hangout session, smoking and rapping.
It's like a scene out of a stoner comedy, not a slasher.
You'd think he'd be terrified, but it works.
It really does. So funny.
And then, of course, we get to Cindy's house.
Where it all comes together. Fake stabbings, the big reveals.
They really throw everything at us.
You think you've got it figured out? Then bam.
Another curveball.
Like they're playing with us the whole time.
And that motive. Brilliant.
So meta. It's like they're saying, you want a motive. Too bad.
It's such a perfect satire of those horror movie villains.
And then Ray, he just breaks character.
The Wayans brothers line, so good.
Like they're winking at the audience.
Reminding us who's behind all this. So we have fake killers, real killers, it's mayhem.
And then the big reveal, Doofy, Buffy's brother.
Talk about a plot twist.
In cahoots with Gale Hailstorm? I mean, come on.
Pure genius.
It all fits perfectly.
And Cindy's ending, so dark.
But also brilliant, a callback to Drew Decker.
It's like the film comes full circle.
Ending on a note that's both funny and a little unnerving.
Exactly. It's like they're saying, don't expect a happy ending.
They really subverted our expectations again.
It's the perfect mix of horror and comedy.
It leaves you laughing and thinking at the same time.
Scary Movie is more than just a parody. It's a commentary.
Yeah, on the whole horror genre, the tropes, the cliches.
But it also celebrates it, you know. It loves it.
It's a love letter to horror, just a really funny one.
Exactly.
And those anxieties of the late 90s.
Oh yeah, Y2K, the fear of the future.
Scary Movie taps into that, lets us laugh at it.
It's like a way to process those fears, to find the humor.
And those anxieties about technology, social change.
It's all there, and they turned it into comedy gold.
Like a funhouse mirror reflecting our fears, but with a twist.
Exactly. It's cathartic, we laugh, and release some of that tension.
We can acknowledge that life can be scary, but also ridiculous.
And that's what Scary Movie does so well.
It gives us permission to laugh at it all, to embrace the absurdity.
It's a really special film.
Truly unique.
All right, so before we move on, I have to ask, what are your favorite moments?
Oh, so many to choose from.
For me, it's Ray and Brenda in the movie theater. So funny.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But Buffy's death scene, she's taunting the killer, even after being decapitated.
It's like she refuses to be silenced, even in death.
And the beauty pageant. Buffy's performance with Greg's, you know.
Oh, the timing, the way they cut back and forth.
It's pure comedic genius.
And we can't forget Shorty's rap battle with the killer.
That was so unexpected, but it worked.
It's like a fever dream, but a hilarious one.
Scary Movie just embraces the ridiculousness, and that's what I love.
It's not afraid to be silly, to make you laugh.
And it invites you to laugh along with it.
It's a reminder that a good laugh can be the best medicine.
Even when it comes to horror.
Especially when it comes to horror.
So, Scary Movie.
A hilarious parody.
A clever commentary.
And a reminder to not take ourselves too seriously.
Exactly. And on that note, I think it's time to move on.
Yeah, let's keep going.
This deep dive into Scary Movie has just begun.
There's so much more to explore.
So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
It's like they threw out the rule book and said, let's just make people laugh.
I know, right? And they totally succeeded.
Oh, absolutely. It's just pure fun from beginning to end.
And you know, it really did become a phenomenon.
Oh yeah, it wasn't just a hit. It was huge.
Box office smash, spawned all those sequels.
And you know, it deserves all the credit.
I agree. It tapped into something. That love of horror, but also
the willingness to laugh at ourselves, at the absurdity.
Exactly. And it paved the way for so many other films.
Shaun of the Dead, Tucker and Dale vs. Evil, so many.
They all owe a little something to Scary Movie.
It showed that you can blend genres, have scares and laughs.
And that audiences were ready for something
Oh
new.
yeah, they wanted something fresh, something unique.
And even though some of the sequels,
yeah, they maybe didn't quite reach the same level.
the original Scary Movie, it's still a classic.
It's a reminder that sometimes the best way to deal with fear
Is to laugh at it.
Exactly. A good laugh can be the best medicine.
And you know, it still holds up today.
It really does. The humor is timeless.
It makes you think, it makes you laugh.
And it celebrates comedy, and that's something special.
It's a reminder that we don't have to take ourselves so seriously.
Especially when it comes to, well, life in general.
So, Scary Movie, a hilarious parody, a clever commentary.
And maybe, just maybe, a little bit therapeutic as well.
All right, well, on that note, I think it's time to wrap up.
This deep dive into Scary Movie.
But before we do, any final thoughts?
You know, I think Scary Movie reminds us that laughter can be powerful.
Oh, absolutely.
It can help us cope with all sorts of things.
Stress, anxiety, you name it.
Exactly, and it's a good reminder.
Especially in today's world.
Where things can feel pretty overwhelming sometimes.
So, if you haven't seen Scary Movie in a while,
Give it another watch. I think you'll be surprised.
at how much you still laugh.
And how relevant it still feels today.
And as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
For more great deep dives into the world of film.
We'll see you next time. It really does. It's amazing how well it holds up.
You know, it's a testament to the power of comedy, even when it's poking fun at something like horror.
It's true. It can still be so uplifting.
Like it's saying, hey, life is scary sometimes.
Yeah. But it's also ridiculous, so let's just laugh.
Exactly. And being able to find that humor.
It's so important. It's healthy.
It really is. And I think that's why so many people connected with Scary Movie.
Yeah, it gave us permission to laugh at the things that scared us.
And maybe, just maybe, it helped us feel a little less afraid.
I think so, too. It's like laughter as a defense mechanism.
It can be. Definitely a way to cope.
You know, it's interesting how Scary Movie manages to be both a celebration and a critique of horror.
It does, doesn't it? It's like walking a tightrope.
Between love and mockery.
And they pull it off so well.
On the one hand, you can tell they're passionate about horror.
Oh yeah, they know all the ins and outs.
The tropes, the cliches, all of it.
But then they turn around and make fun of it.
Exactly. They point out the absurdity.
And that's what makes it so smart. It's not just silly.
It's intelligent and hilarious.
A rare combination.
It really is. It speaks to the talent of everyone involved.
Oh, absolutely. The writers, the director, the actors.
They created something really special.
Something that entertained people, but also, got them thinking.
About horror, about our culture.
Exactly. And that's what makes a film truly great.
When it stays with you.
When it makes you laugh, makes you think, makes you see things differently.
If you haven't seen Scary Movie in a while,
Definitely give it another watch.
you might be surprised.
At how much you enjoy it.
And maybe even learn a thing or two.
About horror, about comedy.
Scary Movie, a film that deserves to be revisited.
And celebrated.
Well said. And on that note, I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive into Scary Movie.
It's been a pleasure as always.
Likewise. And to all our listeners out there, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of film. We'll see you next time.